Hey everyone, it's me, Patchdan Bogat. I'm here today reading from a list here on my phone about questions that people may have about the left hand path. Very notoriety questions. What I mean by that is these are questions that matter most to people. Like, in other words, this first question that I have here is I have performed the ritual, but they don't receive a response from a particular demon. And I find that to be very interesting. It's interesting because I've asked that question and you may be asking that question. So let me repeat that again. I performed the ritual, but the demon didn't show up. Well, that's a very good question, and allow me to answer. A lot of that has to do with how open you are to the astral, how open you are to meditation. You see, I'm not the person that's going to set the rules for what you should and should not do, but meditating, opening yourself to the astral is almost necessary. What I mean by that is that allows yourself to become a lot more stronger than what you are right now. And the reason why I say that is not that I'm telling you to, but just as a suggestion. Maybe you want to get into meditation because the human soul, the understanding of it, the process of how human beings have come to be as a civilization, even as a religion, as a political, as an institution. All that tantamounts to how mainstream religions have taken away that very core of what it's like to be human. Now, what do I mean by that? What does it mean to take away the very core of being human? Well, it's your psychic centers, meaning if you do a lot of yoga, like I do hatha yoga, you'll understand chakras. And now, if your chakras are closed, you're not going to be very psychically open. And let me repeat, you're not going to be very psychically open. Now, if you want to do hatha yoga, I do suggest you do so. But at the same time, once you open up each and every chakra in its own due time, and it's fully open, you're going to be aware of a lot of, let's say, beautiful things. But it has to be done in a safe manner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video, a separate video, that's going to help you to open up each and every chakra so that you're not just, guessing and things of that nature. But of course, that would have to be perhaps even right after this video, I'll make that so that we could get that underway. But my suggestion is to open up your psychic centers, your chakras, and really open up yourself into the astral. Because the reason why I say that is when we do summoning rituals to a particular demon, interestingly enough, they may have already contacted you, but yet you're not open enough. So, in other words, if you don't know how to hear psychically, then how are you supposed to listen to what they have to say? If you can't see in a psychic way, then how are you supposed to see what they want you to see? It just makes sense, don't you think? So that's why I feel that you have to do some hatha yoga and things of that nature. Second, I feel that when we think about how we're able to look at, let's say, certain strange and frequent coincidences around you, which says here on this list here. I was thinking more like, and putting it in my own words, strange and frequent coincidences could be something as the answer to your question in various means and methods. Now, it may come off crazy. That's why I say to those who are beginning, first and foremost, look at your past. If you never had any history of voices and things of that nature, then your answer is already written for you. So, in other words, when you have certain coincidences that are quite strange, like the answers come in the form of the book you read, the internet, or even by this video answering your question, that within itself is a demon direct you to the information that you've asked for. But you have to be psychically open for these things, and that's why in a spiritual community it's called synchronicities. See, and they're there to give you answers. They're there to guide you. They're more like signs to point you in the right direction. To also indicate as well that you're on the right path. But I also like this point here where it says that there have been experiences even when people have initially summoned these particular demons, and the candles would sizzle. They would hear sizzling and voices, and those are just various things that people had given me by email to help me to appreciate. Hey, look, when I did my summoning that I suggested, these are the things that they listened out for, they watched out for, and then they were able to relate it to me by email. And I'm sharing that with you so that you're able to understand what to look out for. But remember, experience is one of the best teachers. So that way, we're not so much looking into what someone else is doing. So, in other words, try not to compare yourself. You compare yourself to other people and their experiences, then that's all you're doing. You're just looking into that. But if you really look at your experiences and you know that there's going to be a lot of trial and error, which also means that it's a lot of practice. And as they say, practice makes perfect. And do know as you're doing that, Satan is very strong in patience. And what that means is you should be strong in patience in the sense where just because it's not happening right away, like I said, it can be very likely because you're just not open to it. So give yourself some time. Don't be too hard on yourself. Work on yourself and then do that. And you're going to see that as you go on in your ritual in summoning the particular demon, you're going to see sooner than later that they're going to end up showing themselves. Now, another thing that came by email was certain prompts like candle colors, altars, and things of that nature. Do you necessarily need these things? And the answer is, and from my understanding and from my experience, the answer is no. I personally have my altar, the candles, crystals, because they serve exactly like that, prompts. They enhance energy. They give me that good feeling that something that's tangible that I could use to speak with a particular demon. But I know I don't need that because as I first began and I started the left hand path, even Satan helped me to appreciate I am my own power. In other words, these props are just like, well, props, they're extras. But all you need is yourself. I remember there's one individual in the left hand path. He helped me to appreciate that by his ritual, right? He would, after he speaks to Satan by a prayer, he would take a piece of chicken outside and he'll take a piece of chicken and then he'll throw it outside. That's what I was trying to say. And when he did that, that was his way of giving a food offering to Satan, and Satan appreciated it. You get what I'm trying to say? It doesn't have to be elaborate. It's really up to the individual. Like if someone wants to get a very expansive altar, do so. You don't have to. You could go to Home Depot and make it yourself. You know what I mean? It's really up to the individual. You want to be that individual that you're making the left-hand path your own. You know, you could try other ways, methods, and see if it works out for you. Now, third, here's another one. Do demons only come out at night? In other words, do they only particularly like to be summoned at the nighttime? The answer to that is not necessarily, because from my experiences, you have those who like to be summoned in the day at the daytime as well as night. But the nighttime is really one of those. It's not a golden rule, but it's preferred because the energies are more stronger at night. So you could do that at night as starters, but it's really good to do more information about that particular demon that you're summoning because they just may prefer to be summoned in the daytime, just like I done with Sora. Even though initially I've bonded with him before and it was not the daytime and he was okay with that, I know by my second time summoning him, it was in the daytime and I feel that I had to do it on his particular day and how he likes to be summoned because it was more of a special request than usual, you know. And in other words, if you have financial issues, you have something that's bothering you in the sense of you falling into depression, I just personally feel that yes, we can telepathically focus on that particular demon, and then speak with them that way. But when something is as serious as that, I want to demonstrate it. It's the same idea with those who want to, let's say, buy a very expensive altar. Not that you have to, but these individuals just may feel that they have really, really a strong respect for that particular demon or just demonology as a whole, so they feel they have to go out and do that. But that's not to say those who don't have one at all means that you're not really serious at it or you don't love what you do. It's just really the viewpoint. And that's what I'm trying to say. If you really want something and it's a special request, I would prefer to go to the information of that particular demon and see which time of day they like to be summoned, and that will help you out a lot. You see, but from my personal experience, if you want to hear that, like I said before, Sorath didn't come in the daytime. He came the very first time I summoned him. It was really at night. So I really took it upon myself to follow his rules because it was really special in my eyes that I really wanted to get the information right away. So, and I got my information, and I was really able to experience Sorath in a much different way. Now, moving on, I thought that the next question would be plentiful for us. And this one is, do I always have to perform a full ritual from summoning a demon? That kind of coincides with what I just said before. I'm going to put this in my own words. You know, when you summon someone like Lilith, Satan, any other demons, it's really it's preferred to do it in the nighttime because, like I said, energies are stronger in the nighttime. But it's best just to follow their guideline. And also remember this: once you make that initial ritual with them, that summoning, and you have results, you got your answer. The next time, if you want to, if you're the type of person that still wants to contact them through ritual, then do so. But I know from my upbringing in the left hand path, once I've established that connection, there are sigils, and I spoken with them, I don't necessarily need to go through the ritual all over again. I could just telepathically speak with them and focus on them, and then I get my answers that way. Now, here's the next one. Let me see. All right. The last and final question is, they're afraid of actually summoning the particular Demon. Well, that's actually normal. It's normal because this is something that society has been played with for so many centuries. Like I said from the outset, um, mankind have had their knowledge, spiritual knowledge, taken away from them. Um, the whole idea of the human soul, how society is built, all that it has been taken away and put in the hands of those who are like the mainstream religion, politics, and things of that nature. That's why when you come to the left hand path, you want to eradicate fear, because fear is a weapon that the populace, meaning those who really want to take away this esoteric teaching from you. And I really do mean that, because when you think about how you're able to dig deep into the left hand path, the esoteric teachings, you are actually claiming your independence, your life for yourself, and perhaps for the very first time. So, with that said and done, it's one of those things where, yeah, you want to remove that fear because you're coming into yourself for the first time. You're not being that sheep, so to speak. You're being that person that is actually very responsible and someone who wants to practice black magic in a way where it's safe. You see? And with that note alone, it's one of those things where you don't want to be that person where you're just so afraid of something and then everything else is just going to fall apart. It's like building a house of cards. All it takes is just someone just to blow it down. So you want to have a very strong foundation, or a very strong material, a strong mortar, if you will, to build that house or that castle that you're trying to do. And the best way to do that is obviously, or at least to me it's very obvious, is that you obviously want to take away fear. Get rid of it. It's not going to work for you, but against you. Okay? And to be safe, we're not saying that if you're having this intuition and it's telling you not to do the summoning, then you want to actually do it at a later time. Perhaps that's your intuition telling you that right now is not the best time, or that particular demon is not good for you. And I just want to throw that out there because for those who are new and you're listening, well, we want to make sure that you're safe. Okay? So with that said and done, I hope all you appreciate this particular video. I love you all. Please subscribe and smash that like button if you like. I love you all. Have a good one.